Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So, build series. I'm going to build an RV trailer. Well, for an RC anyway. And it's big. Go big or go home. That's my theory. So this sucker right now, I've got the frame started. And I'm putting some paneling down on the deck. Which is going to get covered up with linoleum flooring. I'm going to build this as realistic as I can with the equipment and materials I have on hand. This is a extreme low budget build. So anyway, so far we got 48 inches in length, and our width is about 20 3/4, and it's going to be a toy hauler. And so I've been collecting scrap pieces that we can't use for anything in the shop after we're done working on a trailer, because for those of you who don't know, I work for Speedy's RV Service, who's also my landlord, and worship leader at our church. But anyways, so he lets me have scraps and stuff, and I'm sure there's a few more we might be able to scrounge yet. But I'm making this thing really durable and heavy, and I know a lot of you guys are like, that is so overkill. Well, the thing is, I'm working on an almost zero budget. The only thing I'm going to be spending money on in this thing is going to be the wheels and maybe a couple of small things, but the rest of it I've got the materials on hand, and I don't mind doing it out of wood because my wife's Summit is what's going to be hauling this thing. So I'm going to go with probably 5 or 6 inch caster wheels, but they're not going to be the swivel kind. They're going to be locked on. Actually, you know, I thought about doing swivel, but her Summit can make this thing turn, so that's not a big deal. Anyway, so we're going to go with locking casters, 4-wheel system type of deal, and I'm going to decorate this up, and it's going to be a toy hauler. So if any of you guys know about RV toy haulers, they usually suck up anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of your living quarters. So you'll have, you know, living quarters at the front end, and then, you know, from about the middle or maybe a little bit back from the middle to the end is where you store all your toys and junk, right? Well, in this case, I'm going to put a slash in here or something. I'm also prepping for this year's, I don't know what they call it, Christmas of Lights or something of lights or whatever. Anyways, it's a Powassan thing we do here, and at Christmas time we have a parade type of deal, and last year we went in it. As you guys know, if you've looked at my channel, I know my subs all know about it. Anyways, it was kind of a good but half fail because the trailer I built, my axial deadbolt couldn't haul the trailer. I just didn't have a proper axle system with bearings in it, and it was a lot of weight for that truck to haul. So we did have the flatbed deck on it, the body that I built, and that worked. But I wanted to outdo it this year, and I also want to do this as part of what I do and where I work, which is Speedy's RV Service. And I'm going to build the toy hauler similar to his, actually, except this won't be a 5th wheel. This will be like a regular hitch style, right? And so anyways, I've started to build the chassis, and I'm starting to lay down the floor decking now. So then this way, and of course, you know, because I'm using scraps, I have flimsy spots. Well, wherever I find flimsy, that's where we're going to put another reinforcement bar in. You know, no big deal. I really don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Now, I did say I'm going to build it as authentic as possible. I'm not putting styrofoam up underneath like you'll find in a real one, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing what I can, right? I am going to put a pitched curve roof on this instead of a flat roof. And of course it's going to have things like an air conditioner and roof vents that are fake, obviously. If I had a 3D printer, I'd just make, you know, realistic looking ones. But I don't have a 3D printer. Maybe next time, you know. But anyways, this is the stage I'm at now, and this is going to be a build series for you guys. So you'll see different parts of it as I can go. Today I'm not working, so I got a day off. So I thought, well, I got to do something. So I'm doing RC videos for you guys, and at the same time, this is an RC build. So I want to do a build series on this, and you get an idea of, you know, what I'm up to and stuff. And you know, who knows, maybe somebody will want to buy this when I'm done, but I don't think I'd sell it. It'd be too much fun. So, based on my outside dimensions, when I start putting the walls up and everything, I'm going to get use of all that inside floor area, okay, which will be great. And then of course I'm going to have a back hatch back here that goes down like a toy hauler, and I'm going to run that actually off of a servo, so I can, you know, have enough weight on that door that it can help with the servo pulling it down, and of course sucking it back up later. And because the idea here is when we go do the parade this year, I want to have the Slash or something in there that will have its own lighting on it too. And we're going to have different controls. Obviously my wife will be driving the Summit, and then I'll have to drop the door down, put the remote down, take the vehicle out, drive it out, you know, close the door back up. So that's going to require a different radio because I don't have a 3-channel radio right now. If I did, then I'd just run it that way. But, and the Slash or whatever I use, it'll have its own radio gear anyway, so no big. But, well, we'll figure it out. You know, we'll figure it out. But it's going to be epic this year. And I'm going to have lighting on this trailer too. And I was telling the boss, I says, you know, I'm going to put Speedy's RV service on this thing. You know, just, you know, some either on a sideways angle or on the sides and the back, you know, that sort of thing. And so anyway, continuing on, I will shut the camera off for now, do a little bit more on this, and we'll get to the next stage, and then it'll be, you know, videos from there. Now I did want to explain something first though too. I've stapled the main decking down, okay, with 9/16" staples, so they're pretty thick staples, pretty deep. And when I lay the linoleum down, I don't have any of the glue, you know, like, so I'm going to actually tack it down with nails, and I've got some nice nails that I can also paint the tops white, and I'll be able to hide the nails and that sort of thing, and then we'll have the linoleum in place, and we'll just keep going, you know. So anyways, don't go away, it's in for you. Okay guys, main floor is down. Just finished it off, and also I'd add in some extra bracing because I have to patch it together, right? But at least it's going to all be solid. Anyway, so these are the wheel mounts where the wheels are going to go. This is actually the front end up here. And so I'm going to have to add an extra stringer or two for the hitch mount, which will be like later on. But that's where we've gotten so far with it. So next stage is to give a good look here. Okay, I do have a soft spot here. I'm going to have to put a piece in there. And that's the back end. So I'm going to have to put a piece back in here to stiffen this up. That'll be fine there. That's going to have a piece. And yeah, the rest of that should be fine. And then we're going to lay down the linoleum on it. So I'm going to have to lay it out on the floor, cut it out, go from there. We'll lay that down and we'll be right back. Okay guys, so we've got a deck. Yes! So we've got our flooring on. I thought about putting nails across each cross member, but it would look kind of ugly. So going around it, you're not going to see these anyways once the walls are up. Now all the walls go on the outside perimeter. So that hides all of this ugly 2x2 stuff and screw hole, like screw heads. It'll hide all that. And so I just got to wait for more materials because I don't have enough to make walls, which kind of sucks. But that's okay. I'm going to have to spend a few bucks. You know, that's all right. Now the material I'm going to use for the roof is this stuff. Okay, and this is really flexible. And this is the material used for walls in RVs. And I'm going to have inside paneling the same way too. So once I get my main uprights on, I got to put like little splints up there to, screw this stuff into, or actually it gets stapled in is what it is. It actually does get stapled in. But by the time you get your wall up there in the space, it's going to hide all that, which would be great. So you won't actually see any of those screw heads except for at the back. Those you'll see when the gate's open to let the toys in and out, type of thing. This might actually be pretty handy too when you're on the trails, if we decide to take it for a little trail run. I don't think we will, because there's no suspension that's going to be in this thing. But we'll certainly give it a good run around and, that sort of thing. Maybe take it for a walk downtown and freak people out. That'd be kind of cool. Do that while it's no snow on the ground. But anyways, so I've got a couple spots where, you can see it's pushed up a little bit. I got it on as flat as I could, but that's okay because this stuff shrinks anyway. So now it's nailed in place. I'm going to be letting it sit for at least the next 2 weeks before I'll have enough money together to get some wood, because I do have to get a sheet of this stuff here, and I don't know how much it costs. I'll have to actually ask the boss what this stuff's worth, because, yeah, I'm going to have to buy a sheet of the stuff. But it's going to go on like this on the roof so that you get your ceiling out of this deal, which will be white, matches your walls, right? And then the top side, who cares? That's going to be covered with Dicor rubber, same rubber we use on real RVs. And I'm going to have to see if we've got any channel kicking around. If not, I'll have to pick up some channel rods, because I have to make the rain gutters, which actually help hold the Dicor rubber down in place after it's glued, and yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing this thing done, because I'm going to have it all lit up inside. I'm going to make, the furniture. I'm going to make all the furniture, right? So I got to put my back wall up first, and then this one. So I get basically this shape going, then I can build all the stuff for in here, in the bedroom, the kitchen, and then of course we got to figure out wall separation, okay, because we got to have that wall to separate the toy hauler area, and we'll make like a little doorway, and maybe I'll put a little door in there somehow. I'm going to put windows in this thing. I was talking to my wife, and she noticed last time we were at Home Hardware that they actually had some plastic that should work for that, so I'm going to check that out. And then I can make windows, because I want to light this thing up on the inside, as well as it's going to have its outside lighting because of the Christmas parade light show thing we do in Boston every year. Yeah, so far, so good. Now, taking a couple little measurements here, if I'm right, with the length of my slash, if I go 23 inches, that should more than fit the slash in there, and the door should be able to just shut perfectly with a little bit of space. And then the rest of that, it's going to be living quarter area. If I need to, I'll go to the 2-foot mark, and I'll still be fine. Like I said, toy haulers, they take up anywhere from this amount to up to half of your trailer up, so depending on the toy hauler, right? And this is not going to be a 5th wheel. This is going to be your standard hitch system, no big deal there. But that's where we're at. Now it has to go sit in the corner, let this stuff shrink itself in, and as soon as I get some money for some more materials and those wheels, we'll get that going. And I've got my wheel placement up here. I got these all mounted in. And I'm thinking what I might just do is actually put a quarter sheet of maybe a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch thick plywood, and just to really make this area a little bit more beefy because of the wheels having to be screwed in place. But I don't think I'll have to worry about it. But I do have a piece of wood here to do that if I wanted to. I could even cover the entire bottom if I wanted to, but I don't want to make it too heavy, because right now that's about roughly 15 pounds. And so by the time I get the rest of this thing done, by the time it's finished, not including having the RC in it, it's probably going to be about 100 pounds, which is nothing for the Summit to pull. That's peanut change. I mean, if 2 Summits can pull over a 3,000 pound car, I'm sure one can pull a 150 pound trailer behind it. No big deal, right? And I'm going to have to buy the metal too for my hitch. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with the lights though. I'm going to have to see if I can find some lights, or I'm going to have to build them from scratch, but I want this thing lit like a real trailer, right? So we'll have to see how that goes. Anyways, stay tuned for more of this build project as it develops. In the meantime, I will have other RC videos and other videos for you guys to enjoy. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.